And we're going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Robert's English Classroom. This lesson is about the environment. Let's talk about the environment. And I want to show you some different ways to talk about the environment and how we pollute and what the solutions are. So let's get started. And welcome back. So usually you might talk about the environment using some vocabulary that you are used to, but there are other higher level or more intermediate ways to talk about the environment, and I want to show you some of these vocabulary words and phrases in this lesson. So let's get right into it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, the first one here is harm. Okay, so harming the Earth's environment. And what that means is we're hurting the Earth. And what do humans do to harm the Earth? So how do we harm the Earth? And what are some ways that we can talk about doing this? Okay, so let me get this up. All right, so look at this word here. The first one is waste. Waste. Now, you might often use the word garbage, right? But often we can use the word waste instead. And waste means garbage or anything that we throw away and we don't want to use. Now, the second one here is e-waste. And if you look at this picture here of the computers, what e-waste is electronic waste. E coming from electronic or digital waste, things that like cell phones and computers. I put here electronics, cords and wires. We are all using these kinds of devices today, and then we throw them away. And how many of you have had a cell phone, and then after a few years, or maybe each year, some people buy a cell phone every year. I can't believe that. But after a couple years, you throw it away. Maybe you resell it, or you just don't use it anymore. And suddenly your drawer is full of 4 or 5 old cell phones. This is e-waste. All right. Now, when we talk about making waste, next one here is tons of waste. And tons of waste is a different way of saying a lot of garbage. Okay, so we've got waste, e-waste, tons of waste. Now, this next word I put here is generate waste. Generate waste. And generate waste is a way to say make garbage. So many businesses or factories or even people generate waste every day. So instead of saying we make garbage or we make waste, we generate waste. And this word generate we use to generate power or generate electricity. So it means to create. Generate waste means we make garbage and it becomes bigger and bigger and more amounts of it. And generate waste, we see that usually on the news or newspaper, or you're reading an article. Okay, so we've got waste, e-waste, tons of waste, and generate waste. And we can ask the question, what generates a lot of waste? What generates tons of waste? Now, the next word here I put is consumed, and I put the past tense here, consume, consumed. Consumed is another way to say we use things. So we consume products and then we throw them away. So the more we buy or use things, we consume them. It means the same. We consume it and then we generate more waste usually. Now, when we have a lot of waste or tons of waste, where do we put them? Well, it depends on where you live. And in the USA, where I live, a lot of the waste goes into landfills. And here's a picture right here of a landfill. And a landfill is basically we take the garbage and we put it into the ground. And we keep adding and burying it. Now, I live in Taiwan, which is a smaller country, and we don't have a lot of land here to bury waste. So instead, what we do with the waste is we burn it. Most of the waste is burned. So that's not good for the air quality, which is our next word here, air quality. And air quality means, is the air clean or is the air dirty, or is it good or poor air quality? Okay, so let's go back, look at these one more time. Waste means garbage. E-waste is garbage like cell phones, computers, electronics, wires, and cords. Tons of waste, a lot of waste. Generate waste means to create or make garbage. Consume is we use things and then throw them away. Landfills are places where we bury the garbage in the ground. The last one is air quality. Okay, so the second one here is talking about how something is harmed and how do we say why? Like what is doing the harm of the environment? So take a look here. Being contaminated by. So being contaminated by, contaminated you can say means to become dirty or become poisonous. Okay, before it's clean and now it's contaminated. So now, usually we talk about water or air becoming contaminated. All right, water or air is contaminated. So we can say the river is being contaminated by the factory, or air is being contaminated by a lot of traffic. Here's a picture of traffic, right? Second one is being damaged by. The word damaged means to be hurt by, okay, harmed by. So oceans are being damaged by a lot of waste being thrown into it. Okay, rivers are being damaged by factories polluting it. And then the last one is what causes climate change? Climate change is how our Earth is changing. The weather is changing. It's getting hotter. The oceans are getting warmer and rising. This is changing our environment, changing our climate. So what causes climate change? Here we could say factories cause climate change, or fossil fuels like cars and trucks cause climate change. All right. So this is ways to say how is something becoming worse? So how is the air becoming worse? How are forests becoming worse? How is the climate becoming worse? And how to say that. Now, another way is to look at these three phrases at the bottom. Right? So now maybe you say, well, the oceans are getting warmer because there are a lot of factories or a lot of air pollution. But instead of saying because, you can also use one of these three phrases: because of, due to, and as a result of. So let's give me some examples here. So first one is factories, all right? So let's talk about air quality again, all right? So the air quality is poor because of factories putting pollution into the air, right? The air quality is poor due to many cars and trucks on the road. Again, they are polluting a lot. Or we can say the rivers are, let's say the ocean. Okay, the ocean is polluted as a result of too much garbage being thrown into it. So when we talk about why things are getting worse or dirty, or why the environment is harmed, you can use because of, due to, as a result. They all mean the same thing. So you can change them around and use them as you wish. All right. So here's some examples. Let's move on to practice a bit. So here's the first group here: waste, e-waste, tons of waste, generate waste, consumed, landfills, and air quality. Okay, here's pictures of waste and e-waste. All right, so first one, humans generate tons of waste every day. So can you understand what this means now? Okay. Humans, people, generate, which means make, tons of waste, a lot of garbage every day. So maybe simply you might say, oh, people make a lot of garbage every day. Well, now you can change this to a bit better sounding English. Humans generate tons of waste every day. How about e-waste? How much e-waste do we generate each year? Okay. And again, we use e-waste, which is electronic waste, and generate. And here's another one. Because people have consumed so much, landfills are becoming bigger. So consume means we use a lot of products and things that become waste. So people have consumed a lot, therefore landfills become bigger, and landfills are where we bury garbage in some places. And the last one, air quality. The air quality in many countries is worse than 20 years ago. Okay, and this could be true where you live. Okay, and I think around the world, the air quality has gotten worse. Right? All right, let's try the next one. A couple examples here using why things are polluted. So the first one, I've got a factory picture and I've got a beach, ocean pollution here. All right, so first one. Rivers are often contaminated by factories. So here we have a factory and maybe it's contaminated this river. It's contaminating the air, that's for sure. Next one, these factories can cause climate change. Okay, so factories create a lot of air pollution. They cause climate change. And the last one here, oceans are being damaged by waste that is dumped into it. So here we use being damaged by or being hurt by. Last three here. There is worse air quality because of more cars and trucks on the road. Okay, so here I'm using because of. Okay, worse air quality. Why? Because of cars and trucks on the road. Here we use due to. The oceans are slowly dying due to overfishing by fishing companies. Okay, so why are they dying? Due to. Okay, we can use due to. Again, it means the same as because of. We could put because of, due to together. And the last one, there is more e-waste as a result of people using more technology. So as a result of can be put here. But again, I can change that to due to or because of. Okay, those three, because of, due to, as a result of, mean the same thing. All right. So that's basically the lesson for today. Those are the phrases and vocabulary words I wanted to show you. Here is a quiz, a quick quiz that you can take. I'll blow it up, and you can stop the video here if you want to. All right. And if you have any questions about this quiz, you can go ahead and write it in the comment box. I'll be happy to get back to you. And please remember, as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That always helps. If you give me a like or something, that is also good for the channel. Anyway, let's get back to me here. Where am I? Hey, all right. So I hope you learned something today. Talk about the environment and how we can say things a little bit differently and maybe at a little more higher English level. All right. Have a great day, a great week, everybody, and I'll see you in the next class. Okay. Bye-bye.